Good morning, Sunil students. My name is Sara Mestas, and I'm a counselor here at Mount Sac. One of my jobs as a counselor is to work with all of you as a liaison for commercial and entertainment arts. Every semester, Sunil and I have a conversation about coming to classes and just me kind of introducing myself to you and kind of giving you just information I think you should know as a student. I'm recording this video for you because you are taking his class online, so I want to make sure that I'm reaching out to you at least through through your Canvas. Anyway, so welcome, hello. Um, if you're in one of his in-person classes, you might have seen me in class. If not, maybe we can meet up another time if you need any counseling help. So to get started, I had a few things on my mind that I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and tell you the things that I kind of wanted you to know this semester. The first one is about, let's see, well, how to find me. So I figured the best way to do that is to show you the counseling department's website and the counseling team. It's under About Us. So if you go Mount Sac Counseling and then About Us, you can see the counseling team. And this is me. So this is how to reach me. The best way to reach me is by email. So smestas@mountsac.edu. My phone number is listed here, but it's pretty hard to get a hold of me by phone because usually there's a student with me in my office. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about was what's called common course numbering. So if you've been a student here since last fall or before last fall, you used to take a class called English 1A. Then during fall 2025, they changed it to English C1000. And coming this fall, so these are the ones that changed last year. This year, they're changing a few more classes. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. Things like art history 4 and 5, if you're a studio arts major, these are two classes that you usually have to take to transfer. I just want to let you know that those classes have changed. The reason that they made this change is so that every California community college is using the same course information, and that way the courses directly transfer across colleges. So I think it's really good for students to be able to have the same course across the system, even though it's pretty confusing right now. Let's see, the next thing I wanted to talk to you about was just how to do a degree audit using our software. So when you're making an educational plan, the counselor is working with you on MAP or Mountie Academic Plan. It can also be found here under number 43 MAP under student self-service. So actually, let me see. Yeah, student self-service. Let me check something really quick. Hold on. I don't know how to use that. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. I realized I forgot something. Okay. So if you click on the software, you click Get Started Now, it opens it up. I'm going to use a sample student. So 1 second. So in MAP, you can kind of see the major, how many units are completed, the GPA. What I wanted to show you today, though, was like how to figure out how close or far you are to other degrees and certificates. So we're going to use this section called What If. Animation has a few options. So if I search Mount Sac animation, I like to go to this section called Degrees and Certificates. And then these are the degrees that animation has, or in this, I mean, sorry, this is the degree that animation has, and these are the certificates that are available. This part gets a little tricky, but let's say we're going to look at junior game designer, the introduction certificate. These are the classes that it takes to earn it. Every certificate has like a letter and a number. there's kind of a numbering system. So this might be worth writing down. E equals C1, N equals C5, and T equals C3. So E is located under the section of map called C1. So I'm going to go into map and I'm going to go 2526 C1. And then I'm going to look up animation junior animator level 1. And then I can say process. And now I can see how close or far I am to meeting the outcome of this certificate. So if you've taken a bunch of animation classes and you're not sure if you've earned anything along the way, this is a good way to use the software to see if you've earned anything. So I like What If because you don't have to change your major, but you can look at other degrees and certificates. So in animation, if I want to look at, let's see, the foundation one, I'm gonna go right here. Foundation is T. T is under C3. The VR one is N. N is C5. So let's look up VR, the virtual reality designer. So I'm going to go back to map. What if C5? I should find virtual reality here. And then process. And now you can see how close or far you are to reaching this goal. All right, I hope that helps. I want to have a quick conversation about certificates and degrees. So if you're enrolled in the last class for a certificate or a degree, that is when you apply for it. So you'll go in your portal and it is located here under graduation application. Number 45, graduation and certificate application. The reason you apply for it when you earn it is really about creating credibility in an industry. So if your goal is to work in animation and gaming or anything else, what you want to do is, as soon as you've taken the classes for it and you've earned that certification, you want to be able to put that on your resume, on your LinkedIn, or on your website, or within your portfolio, wherever you advertise your educational experience. You want to put that on there. And what you're doing is building years of experience and credibility. And so when someone sees that you've been working on a degree or certificate for 2 or 3 years, you've earned it, and now they basically can work their way through to figure out how much experience you have. So how long have you been doing this particular interest or career? I think that's what I wanted to talk to you about that. The next thing was really about, I guess, just some general counseling and general advice. So in animation, or any other field of study that you might be doing, there are classes and times where you might not be getting the level of feedback from your professor, or you're getting feedback and it's basically like you still need a lot of work on this assignment, or it might be really simple, like, I think you need to redo this. And what I wanted to say, just from a counseling perspective, is that school is really kind of a microcosm of work. And you might find yourself working for an employer that's going to give you that same level of feedback. The difference is that employer may find that you require so much feedback that they let you go and hire someone else who needs less. So one thing I was hoping that I could kind of articulate to you is make sure in your classes that whether you're receiving a ton of feedback or very little, that you make sure you're making corrections and resubmitting your work if you can, even if the grade has already been posted, but really just to build your expertise. You might ask another student to evaluate it. You might ask if there's a student that seems to be doing particularly well, maybe you reach out to them and say, hey, can you take a look at this before I submit it? Or I got this assignment back and I did horribly on it. Can you take a look at it and see what you think? And then you go back and you work on it. And to be honest, it's not until you have the perfect, what you think is the perfect assignment that it goes into a portfolio. In your major, um, if this is your major or this area of work, your portfolio is going to speak volumes. Having certifications and certificates helps you, but it's really your ability to demonstrate what you're capable of and showing that you take feedback and that you're turning in quality work is what will separate you from other people. So just wanted to give you that kind of secondary feedback from my experience in counseling, and I hope that it helps you. I think that was it that I had for you today. I'm sorry about if this, I probably should edit this video, but this is all I've got for today. If you need to reach me, you can send me an email and I will work on scheduling time to meet with you. I can help you with educational planning, finishing your degrees and certificates, transfer if you're interested. Yep, just reach out to me. Thank you so much. I also meet students on Zoom and in person. All right, thank you. Bye.